Greetings and salutations, I am Crom the Pal, and this is my Guild Wars 2 World vs. World vs. World Guide for New Players 2017, Part 1. That is a mouthful. Now, the first thing you need to know about World vs. World, it is an open world PvP map. There are 4 primary maps, a bonus map, and a jumping puzzle. But before we get into that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how World vs. World works and how we determine where we go with there. So first thing you need to know is what server you're on. And if you go to your character select screen right here, it'll tell you your server world, and I'm on Sanctum of Rahl. So I'm going to jump into the game. Now, World vs. World is considered by many people to be endgame content. That means that it's expected that you're level 80, that you have either exotic or better gear, Ascended being better and Legendary. If you are not level 80, you can still access World vs. World, and you will be upscaled. However, while you are being upscaled, you will not have any skills or traits unlocked that you do not have unlocked already. So before you jump into World vs. World, you really should get your character to level 80, fully gear up with exotic or ascended gear. Now, World vs. World is divided, as I said, into 4 maps. The way you access it is either through Lion's Arch, and you can see right here we've got the mist portals. There are 3 portals that are color-coded, blue, green, and red. Eternal Battleground portal, the bonus map, Edge of the Mists, and the jumping puzzle, Obsidian Sanctum. So you can travel through any of these portals to get where you're going, or you can use the convenient World vs. World interface. And so you can see here we've got the 3 colors: Eternal Battlegrounds, Obsidian Sanctum, which is a jumping puzzle, and the Edge of the Mist bonus map. Now, the server you're on will dictate which color you are, and I'll get into detail about how the colors affect World vs. World in a second. But first, if you look here, you can see 3 servers: Henge of Genravi, Sea of Sorrows, and Northern Shiver Peaks. The plus sign denotes that another server has been paired with them. That usually means that one of the 2 servers doesn't have a large enough population either playing the game or actively involved in World vs. World. So they have been paired together to create a more balanced playing field. So Sanctum of Rahl, my server, has been paired with Henge of Genravi. Sea of Sorrows has been paired with Divana's Rest. And Northern Shiver Peaks has been paired with Orlais Pass. So I'm going to jump into Eternal Battlegrounds. Now, where you appear in each map is going to be dictated by your server color. So this week, my server color is blue. That means that I'm going to show up in the bottom right-hand corner of the Eternal Battlegrounds map. And as I open the map up, you can see there's the blue keep. That is my keep. You can see the green corner and the red north. The center of the map, Stone Mist Castle, is an basically, it's a central structure that anyone can capture. Anything that with a blue or green or red circle can be captured by any of the 3 servers currently in battle on that map. Okay, the way it works though is when you first get into the map, each server will have their central keep, they'll have towers, and they'll have 2 camps. So for the Sea of Sorrows right here, here's their main keep. Here's where they map, and you'll notice their waypoints are contested. That's because they own those waypoints. The waypoints in keeps and in Stone Mist Castle are generated by upgrading the keep or the castle. Okay, and so they have 4 towers. Now, each of these different colored servers has a slight difference or advantage or penalty depending on their color. For example, if you look at the green server here, their 4 towers are actually very close to their keep. That makes it easy for them to defend them and to respond to anyone attacking them. If you look at the blue server, we've got 2 towers here that are quite a distance from our keep and 2 that are fairly close. If you look at the red server, They've got two that are very close, one that's okay distance, and one that's very far away. That makes this Anzali's Pass very difficult to defend and easy to lose. The benefit to being the Red Keep, just in case you think it's all negative, is that their fortress, their keep here, is close enough that they can actually set up trebuchets inside their keep and dismantle the walls of Stone Mist Castle. Whereas for the blue server, we're way too far away to do this. We can, however, set up in Durios Gulch. As far as the green server, they can set up in Wild Creek Run and attack Stone Mist. So there are benefits and deficits to each of these. With the blue keep here, which I'm going to run to now, you're going to see that in front of my keep, we have a maze set up that is actually makes it a little bit difficult for anyone to attack that particular structure.
Strong.
Now, when you first get into World versus World, you're probably not going to know where to go. It's going to seem a little overwhelming to you. I highly recommend exploring everything that has your particular color. So we're blue, so I'm going to go to my blue keep and give you a quick look at that. I'll get into how points are scored and how you actually play the game a little bit later. First, I just want to go over what the map structure is and the general basics of getting around. So in order to enter or exit a structure, you have to go through a portal. The portals are all color coordinated, so I can go into any portal that has a blue door. I cannot enter anything with a red or green door. You can obviously jump over walls. You'll see here a Dolyak. They carry supplies. Supplies are used for upgrading structures. So here's a tower. And you see when I go in here, it has just a regular wooden wall. When it does upgrade, you'll find the walls will turn to reinforced and then finally fortified. Fortified stone walls are the strongest walls that take the most damage before they fall. So I'll get into destroying the structures in a second as well. I just want to quickly get into our keep here because it is not safe to stand outside of any structure, even in your own corner. There's always a chance an enemy may come upon you and then you will be quickly destroyed. Now, the difference between keeps and towers. A tower generally has one main door leading into it and one or two destroyable walls, which can allow enemy forces to come in and take that. Every tower is basically set up the same. They've got a main entrance and one or two breakable walls. The keeps are different. The keeps will have a main gate here that is actually divided into two gates. So even if it looks like it's a quick entrance into it, in order to get in through this gate, you'll actually have to penetrate two gates. So I'm dropping down here. So there's an outer gate and an inner gate. The same holds true over here. There's a main gate here, and then there are two more inner gates here. Now, they have outdoor walls which can be destroyed, and some have inner walls which can be destroyed. The same holds true for all of the keeps. So for Sea of Sorrows keep here, they've got a double main gate here and a single gate over here. They also have some destroyable walls along the side here. They have destroyable walls over here and an outer gate here. When you look at the green keep, Northern Shiver Peaks, they've got a long main gate here across a bridge, which makes it very defensible. They've got destroyable walls out here, and they've got an inner gate here, a double gate here, and destroyable walls along here, and destroyable walls on the outer here. So each of these keeps is equally defensible, and they're also equally hard to capture. Now, when you come into World versus World, you're going to see, when you open the map, a little X's over top of any structure that is currently under attack. That's crossed swords. I can't really zoom in any more than that to show you, but the white crossed swords indicate that an enemy is actively attacking that structure. And you can see a tag right here. If you see a commander tag, that tag is associated with your server. So I can't see the tags for anyone from Sea of Sorrows or Northern Shiver Peaks. You can occasionally see red dots on the map. and that's if they encounter any of your sentries. Those are sentry points, these little flags. Any sentry point of your color will show up any enemies that come near it. Opposing sentry flags will indicate your position. Now, these orange swords indicate two large groups of 25 or more players that are in conflict. So that means there's at least 25 people fighting there, quite possibly 50 if both sides have 25. But a minimum of 25 people are engaged in combat there. Now, the camps are undefended positions where we gain supplies. Supplies are used for upgrading the keeps and towers. You can see I currently have 10 supplies. In order to get more supplies, I'll go over to our supply depot and just take supplies. Now, the maximum number of supplies you can carry varies depending on what kind of upgrades you personally have on your account and what kind of upgrades the keep or tower has based on the guild that has claimed it. If you see a little shield in the icon here, I'll open the map. That little thing tells you that this has been claimed, and when you get close to it, you can see that it was claimed by Serious Cats. And the upgrade for it, you can see they have supply, experience, movement speed, power, toughness, and all the nice stuff. So smaller guilds won't necessarily have so many upgrades. Bigger guilds obviously will. Now, supply camps are very important and very necessary. And this particular one's under attack right now. It's not ours. So I'm going to... Let's see. Oh, there's a 2-minute and 56 timer on it. You see Righteous Indignation. That buff there means that NPC cannot be killed or damaged. I'm just going to die here. So there's two players. I'm fighting a thief and a mesmer. Obviously, I can't win a 2 versus 1 against an entire camp full of their allies. And they decided not to kill me for some odd reason, which I'm not going to complain about. We'll see how he's going to come back and kill me now. That's just being mean. Okay, when you die, you can be rezzed by allies, or you can waypoint back to your corner. Death happens a great deal in World versus World, so don't be too worried about it. You will, of course, suffer the same PvE broken armor damage. So my wings took damage. So there are armor repairs throughout. Now, when you first get into World versus World, I strongly suggest you do some exploring. However, the more people you have in your party, the safer it is to move around. So if you have friends, if you have guild members, you really should invite them to come with you. Worst case scenario, if you don't have anybody, look for a tag, join that particular commander's squad, and go on out and adventure with them. You'll find it very beneficial, not just having people around, but being able to follow someone who already knows where everything is, how to move around. So basically, that's your primary Eternal Battlegrounds map. Now, the other 3 maps, for the primary maps, you've got Alpine Borderlands and Desert Borderland maps. Each of these 3 maps can flip between being a desert map or an Alpine Borderland map, and it randomly changes. The map that is considered your home map, so I'm Henge of Djenravi, will have a central citadel, okay, and then it will have a garrison and 2 towers associated with it. The other 2 servers, the green and red, don't have anything that's immediately theirs except for the towers. They can capture this keep or this keep and upgrade it, but they, of course, have to do so against the other servers competing with them. So you see on our home Henge of Djenravi server map, we've managed to capture and upgrade both of these 2 keeps, meaning we have 2 keeps plus our garrison and 2 towers here. And we also have the 3 camps. Well, this camp's not ours currently. We have this camp down here. The camps will feed in to the keeps This camp will feed into this keep, this camp will feed into this keep, as well as these towers. This tower, and the garrison will get supplies from our northern camp. The towers can only get supplies from the north camp. Garrison can actually get supplies from the north camp, as well as the northeast and northwest camps. If you look at the desert borderland map, it's a similar layout. You've got your northernmost garrison, you've got a keep here, you've got a keep here, and a keep here. Again, on this particular map, this being the Sea of Sorrows borderland, their citadel is basically right here. This is their garrison, and they've got 2 towers, and then these 2 keeps we have taken from them. And you can see the red server has, or green server hasn't claimed much other than this tower on this map. Now on the northern Shiver Peaks map, you'll see they have their garrison, they have the 2 towers. They've also managed to take this particular keep, which ordinarily would belong to us, the blue server. The red server, which you can tell, based on it being X'd out, normally should have hills, and it currently has not captured Sheridan Hills. We have. So that's a quick rundown of the primary maps. There is a secondary or bonus map called Edge of the Mist. Now, Edge of the Mist doesn't have a direct impact on World versus World score. It does have a small amount of influence on them, because if you are victorious on Edge of the Mist, it will have a small supply drop in your corresponding server map. So supply is not a big deal. It's very useful, but you can get by with just the camps. Lastly, of course, is the Obsidian Sanctum. The Obsidian Sanctum is located around here. It looks like it's on this map, but it is distinctly separate from this map, from the Eternal Battleground map, and it is a jumping puzzle. So if you like jumping puzzles, you can go to Obsidian Sanctum. However, it is an open world versus world map, meaning other players can attack you and kill you there. Now that's the very, very basic general introduction to World versus World. I don't want to go very deep into it on the first video, just a simple layout, so you know where you are, what you're doing. You can go and take a tower, you can take a camp. You're going to need help with anything like a tower or a keep, because you can't really take down a wall by yourself. Technically you could, but defeating the Lord guarding that particular structure would be more than a little difficult. Now this is the maze I said that's out front of my keep in Eternal Battlegrounds. There's so much to cover in this. I'm breaking it into multiple parts so that you don't have to sit through a 2-hour-long video. But yeah, that's the general basic structure of the maps, how they're laid out. You can see that there's plenty of free area to walk around. There are NPCs that you can attack and be attacked by. Generally, most of them are passive unless you get within a very close distance to them. There's, of course, creatures here as well. There are tameable pets in World versus World. And you can see here, this is a simple demonstration of how to capture a sentry point. Once you kill the person with the sentry, you'll see a circle comes up, and you can see the control shifting from whoever previously had it, which was green, to blue, being my server. Now after I capture this particular, actually it was red, sorry. After I capture this, I can go over, and you'll see that little red circle around me. That indicates that I was then scouted and visible on all of the opposing maps. So all the players could have seen me, and you can see this Mesmer's coming back to kill me. And the thief as well. So they've got 2 people here that are just being annoying and killing. So I've died once again, and that's a good time for me to call it for this particular one. Next time I'll get into what kind of builds, what kind of characters, what kind of strategies to use. But this is just a real quick introduction. There's so much to cover. I didn't want to overwhelm anybody with it, but yeah, that's just You jump in, take a look at the map, do some exploring. You're going to wind up getting killed if you're by yourself, so go with friends or guild mates and have some fun. I will see you in the game and in part 2.